Hi, I'm the Two-Tip Lady with tips to help make your life more simple. Have you ever felt different? Well, I sure did. I grew up feeling different. First of all, Dad was a minister. At my school, that was enough for starters. And I loved to make music. And I loved to think. I actually loved to be alone. And I was very blonde, which, according to my friends, was a terrible shame. I couldn't help it. It's the way I was born. My friends were convinced that I dyed my hair, which in those days was considered to be extremely vain. So I felt different. And when just a young teenager, the grandfather of my now dear husband told him that I looked so insipid. Oh, phew, enough to make anyone feel different and inferior. Oh well, the boys used to whistle, so perhaps grandfather was a bit out of date. But you know what? I believed him. I wasn't quite up to par. I've got another question for you. I know your answer to this one. Have you ever had the thrill of having a cow named after you? No? Oh, I'm so sorry for you. I have. Though I didn't feel it was a compliment at the time. Do you want to hear my story? Okay then. Once upon a time, I was a young 17-year-old, again with still blonde hair, long blonde hair, and Mr. Wright, who has been now for 50 years, would you believe, was a young lad then with surfy blonde, way too long hair. And he had the immense thrill every morning of getting up at 3 a.m. to go and milk cows, so that he could keep the accountant at his higher place of learning happy. Oh well, it helped him pay his bills. Lest you think the job would be most boring, let me assure you that it wasn't. For each cow, he discovered, had its own unique personality. Some were greedy, some were mean, some were fat, and some were lean. But there was one gentle young cow that had sweet misty eyes and was different from all the other cows. They were black and white, and she was a fair-haired blondie. She just didn't fit in with the rest of the herd. She was too fair. But she loved Mr. Wright, and no wonder, because he would dip a long stick into the molasses barrel, and she would curl her tongue around it while savouring every sticky drop and gazing up at him with her syrupy eyes. One day, she had the immense honour of being christened by all the dairy boys who had nothing better to do. Her name? Marilyn. I doubt she really valued the great honour conferred upon her. And I wasn't sure I valued having such a bovine namesake either. I'd often see Marilyn amongst the dairy herd, standing out because of her blonde colour and her super gentle eyes. And I began then to understand my first tip for today. Here it is, tip number 1. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So, let's not give consent ever again, because God says we're fearfully and wonderfully made. He places infinite value on us. So tip number 2, here it is. Hold up your head, look others in the eye and be glad for who you are. That's right, different. And so I'm thankful for a blondie cow called Marilyn who helped to teach me these lessons. That's it today from the Two-Tip Lady who loves to help make your life more simple.